So today we're actually going to be setting up a shallow Dooa tank today. So you might be wondering, especially if you're watching the recents and you saw the reef tank that we set up, at least where we started and scaped it and filled up and got it cycling. You might be thinking, wasn't that the tank that we used for the reef? And it was. But I ended up buying a UNS shallow instead for the reef. And that's only because this tank, except the bottom panel, is raised up a little bit. There wasn't much height for the reef tank, and the scape I was trying to do, it was just bothering me too much, and it was taking out the water every time the water would evaporate, so it was just giving me kind of a headache. And so I switched it out basically, so everything's back to normal. So now I got a UNS tank for this reef, and it's up and running. You can see the scape's actually different too. So when I do update you guys on the reef tank, which actually should be when I start adding coral again, then I'll update you guys on what I'll change on this tank. But obviously this video is not on that tank though, it's about this tank. So today we're going to be doing basically a pond little tank. Now if you haven't really watched either, we did this shelf setup, so obviously you can see like right in the corner of me our 60F right there, so it's just right on the right side of my desk here. And so I thought might as well use the Dooa. I mean, we're not, except we traded it out and now we're not using it for the reef, might as well use it. I was planning to do a Terra base right here and then doing this Dooa pot right here, which that I'm still going to do the pot right here, and I was going to do a Terra base right beside it. But again, now that I have the Dooa shallow freed up, I mean, there was no point in really getting rid of it, so might as well just use it. And so yeah, so scape wise, you guys will see it in this video. I'll just go ahead and scape and do everything in this video. It shouldn't be much. I mean, I'm just gonna add a little bit of soil on the back. I'll put some actual power sand down first, put some Amazonia that I have, and then I'll kind of play with it. I have a piece of wood, and I think it'd be a good main piece. And I'm kind of thinking about just doing a piece that just comes out on this right side here. The only problem is, my 60F already has that look of the driftwood coming out on the side already, and so it's gonna look very similar, I feel like. But I'll see what I can do. I'll get the soil in there and I'll see if I can tweak it to where maybe I can get it look a little different. But so it'll look probably a little bit similar, but that's okay. I think it'll still look different in a way. And I'll put a little bit of sand in the front. I'll do all my detail like I always do, and of course you guys will see that throughout this video. So this video might be a little longer, just warning you. But other than that, I'll start playing with the scape. So basically the plan is, I think, except all these tanks are going to have shrimp. So all the two shallows are definitely going to have shrimp tanks. That's kind of going to be our shrimp breeding tank. So at least we're going to attempt to breed some shrimp. The Frotoscape, the 45C, that will have shrimp as well. I'm not sure what type. So we'll basically have 3 tanks guaranteed with shrimp. So hopefully one of them breed. And then I was like, might as well make it, I mean, this will more likely be a no filter setup. I mean, I do have the same hang on the back that I have here that I can put on here as well. But I just don't know if that's going to take up, it's going to be a big eyesore, and I'm sure it is. So unless there's a way I can somehow find out a way to hide it, then I will. But more than likely this will be a no filter setup. So obviously me using RO water, there's no ammonia, no nitrates, so it's pretty, so as long as I'm changing it every other day, and shrimp aren't making much waste anyway, so I could probably go even longer. But basically I'll just have to make sure I'm changing, like every other day or every couple days, just doing water changes if I'm not going to have no filter on here. No heater at all either. So, but usually when I add RO water, it's already heated, so it's already heated to about the 72 degrees, 73 roughly, and usually it can withstand that temperature for it. But if I'm changing it every other day, then that's definitely good. But even like that temperature will still even last like the rest of the week if I needed to. But that's all besides the point. But yeah, so I'll get kind of working on the scape, and I'll kind of just do what I always do and just kind of show you guys what I do. Actually, I might just do a time lapse for you guys. You guys have been really liking that. So just a quick 15-second of what I do instead of me just making these videos really long and explaining everything I do. So, but yeah, if you have any other questions, definitely comment down below. If you see anything that I do and I didn't talk about it in this video today, definitely ask me down below or follow my Instagram at JJAquariums. But other than that, here's a time lapse of me escaping this pond tank. So I hope you guys were able to see that pretty well. I don't know, I might have been in the way quite a bit of times during that time lapse, but yeah. So basically, you guys can kind of see what I was talking about there with kind of the look with the wood coming out the side. You know, being very similar to the 60F, which I'm not a big fan of, but which actually, now that I have the rock in there too, it actually looks a lot like it. But it's honestly fine. It doesn't really bother me. It's just I just like to make every tank different at least. But I think this one will be different in a way too, just because it'll be smaller and with the no filter, no heater. I think it'll be a great series for the channel too. Just be a different style tank. But yeah, basically what the plan is, I'm actually not completely finished. I actually kind of stopped the time up kind of early, but I'm still gonna put soil in the back here, so there's actually gonna be pretty high in soil, so that basically, I mean, there's gonna be maybe like this much of room back here, and then that's where the plants will really grow out of the tank pretty quick. Unlike the 60F, which they're at the top now, but there's like 4 inches before the surface. So this will be really close, so the plants will really start going immersed real quick. And I'm actually growing plants already immersed to where I can almost basically just translate to them to this tank to where they'll be already ready to go, so that'll be cool. But yeah, this tank will look way better once it actually gets planted. I just don't know when I'm going to do that, because I'm going to get the O&F flat one, I think, for this tank. I think it'd just be the best light for it, and I don't want to really spend the money on this tank right now, just because I have everything else going on, and this is kind of like, these two tanks are kind of like second priority. They just kind of came up, and I just kind of did them offhand. So yeah, we'll just see. But yeah, that'd be cool. I might actually, now I think about it, I might actually dry start some moss on it. That'd actually be pretty cool, just to at least get it going a little bit. So basically, my plan is to do the same thing, kind of just really moss it out, and especially with this being like literally just going to be a shrimp tank. I'm gonna go crazy in it for breeding as well. I'm definitely gonna go crazier with the moss. Still make it look nice at the end of the day, but I'll definitely put a lot more moss than I usually would, and as much as I can. Then of course, like in this tank, I still like to do some boosted phalange or something, just to really spice it up a little bit. But I think some Ricardia would look nice. I could probably steal some out of my mom's tank if it's grown in enough, and do some other mosses of some sort. We'll just see. But yeah, I think this will be a cool little tank, growing real nicely. So but yeah, if you guys have any other questions on this tank, or where to get this tank, or anything about the wood, the rock, the sand, the substrate, anything I did about this tank you saw today, you can definitely hit me up on Instagram at JJ Aquariums and DM me there, or you can just simply comment down below a question and I can get back to you as fast as I possibly can. So other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.